What's good out there? Hip hop world, synthetic world. Nafone, the usual music. Here lounging right now. Um, Finna talk about the producers out there again. You know what I'm saying? I saw an interesting post on Facebook that was hella interesting to me. Something I think we need to, some discussions that need to be talked about. You know what I'm saying? I love it though. I love the hip hop world and so-called rap world. You know, um, right now in the background, I'm bumping this Eric Onassis album. If y'all remember that one. You know, I had some cats asking me, man, cats was asking me who Eric Sermon was. It's a shame right now. You know, we got people who don't remember the classics, the old school, the foundation artists, and I mean, it's cool. I like some of the new artists too. You know what I'm saying? But it's a shame when you claim to be hip hop and you don't even know who some of the foundation artists are. It's terrible, man. And it's cool. Everybody chasing the dollar. That's cool, but at least y'all gotta respect y'all gotta respect the old school and the foundation of where this shit came from. A lot of people think that the old people was old, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We all old and like they don't want to be old one day. It'll make a drop of sense to me. But here we go. All right, it was a list, and I'm like this, man. From what I see on this list right here, I mean, it's like there's like I agree with some of the things I see on here. Actually, no. Technically, I agree with majority. And I'm gonna go over this list that I got right here. Um, let's see, we got right here, and y'all can agree with me, disagree. This ain't my list, so I'm going by what I see. It says real hip hop head, and I guess it was posted by I Love Hip Hop, which is a good post. I see a lot of interesting things that they post on there, but this one right here, I'll agree with. I can even agree with maybe the first four, but there's some cats on this list that's questionable. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I mean, I don't know where the judging is coming from. All right, check this out. So this is what the post is, production wise. So we looking at the best producers or the greatest producers, and I don't like to say, well, this is what they're saying. They saying of all times. So that's pretty deep when you say all times, the greatest producers of all time, not just right now in 2013. We talking about of all time, from past to present. So what we have here, we got DJ Premier is number one. Hmm. I do. I hella look up to Premier. He's a dope producer. He put a lot of work in. So there's some validity to that one. I could say Premier. Premier, as far as being number one, I could say he's a dope producer. And it's hella hard to put when you put that number one title on it. That's pretty. It's pretty arguable. A lot of people might disagree. I see a lot of people with their comments here, with a lot of producers, and I see some people that posted some things that make a lot of sense. Like when it comes to saying, well, I see one here that says, and y'all can agree or disagree. This is not Naf one. This is not my quote. I ain't saying it. So somebody's saying that Jay Dilla was overrated. They feel like that he's one of the most overrated producers. R.I.P. to Jay Dilla. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know who Jay Dilla is from Slum Village. Which I agree. I think Jay Dilla was a phenomenal and dope producer. You know what I'm saying? And I do agree that he's in the top 10. I could put him in the top 10 producers of all times. So, hey, I could say that. And yeah, he definitely deserves a spot in there. So I disagree with this person who I'm not gonna put your name out there, but you know who you posted. So you saying that you said Jay Dilla was overrated, and I disagree. I think he's a dope, very dope producer and versatile producer at that. So I give it to Jay Dilla, most definitely. And Jay Dilla was actually, wow, he's at the bottom. Actually, no, we got Jay Dilla as number 2 on here. It says number 2 on this one. We also got Pete Rock, which is one of my idols. Pete Rock is a phenomenal producer, and people were comparing. Well, I don't know. I heard a couple of people comparing Pete Rock to The Alchemist and to Madlib and to High Tech. Wow. Now, this is big though, because to me, I don't see, and this might hurt some people, and whatever you got. I think The Alchemist is dope. I look at him as he's a dope producer, most definitely. But at the same time, I don't think he's fucking with. I don't see him fucking with Jay Dilla nor Pete Rock. So, big up to The Alchemist. Ain't taking nothing from you. But at the same time, nah. Now look, when it come to versatility, you got Kanye West on here, and the RZA, and we also have Madlib. And then y'all kind of put High Tech at the bottom down there, and I would put High Tech up above The Alchemist. And I'm looking at they also got Just Blaze on here, so a lot of people, and like I was looking at somebody else, what they were saying, that people vote on race, and that's one thing I'll never do. I'm not gonna vote for no producer because he's black or Hispanic or white or Asian or whatever. I'm not gonna vote for nobody on the race. I'm going by skills and and capabilities. You know what I'm saying? What I see, versatility, all the above. So, I see people vote for certain people just because, or maybe because there's something they can relate to in the production, not because of the talent. So, Madlib is definitely another producer. I think he's an underrated producer that deserves a lot more props than what he's getting. And High Tech. High Tech is dope as fuck. Um, I don't know who Exile is. I'm kind of lost on that one. Exile. Y'all help me out with that one. I mean, I think I've heard of him. I don't know, I'm not sure what he's produced out here, but they got him as number 10. I think that there's some producers that were left out that are dope as fuck. A lot of them. And they saying, what about Dre? So I see people saying that they left out Dr. Dre on here, which I agree. Dr. Dre is dope, even though people say, "Oh, Dr. Dre," since the Chronic, or maybe the Chronic 2, you know, the Chronic 2001, he had a production team, which is arguable. I don't know, man, and that's cool. That's cool if you got a production team. I'm not knocking the man for that. You know what I'm saying? He still is a dope producer. Um, we have we left out some people here. Um, you know, and to me, I know I don't have enough time to elaborate on all the producers, but man, I could just say honestly that there's a lot of underdog producers that don't get no props, especially on the West Coast. There's a lot of hip hop producers that's not known. They don't have a name. They might not have a long list of clients that they fuck with. That's known artists. That actually helps a lot of the producers nowadays. You got some who ain't been making beats that long. They got they deal with a roster of known artists. So that kind of helps them out. And it's not necessarily that they got talent. It's just that they got they're dealing with these people who have a name for themselves. So it puts gives them a little fan base, and also sometimes a swollen head though. Some of them but definitely I saw some production battles. I want to see more battles though on the production side and on the MC tip, because I'm tired of people talking about what they got materially in this game, or who they know. A lot of people get put on by who they know, and they really ain't putting no work in. you know and also the synthetic world against the hardware production producers out there. You got a lot of disrespectful hard software producers that say, and it's cool. Some of the programs I deal with myself, but that don't mean that just because something's easier for you, that don't mean it's better. Just because something that you don't like to chop up samples. A lot of people say, "Oh, I don't like chopping up samples. I don't fuck with records." And of course, because you don't want to clear the samples, and nobody really wants to go through the headache of dealing and trying to clear a sample. But at the same goddamn time, man, if you're not really putting that work in, you really don't know how to, slice music and chop it, to make it sound unique, and without taking the elements away from it, and putting that synthetic edge on it, then you can't really talk about nobody out here, man. Especially if you don't even use hardware, because hardware, that's like disrespecting hip hop and saying, "Oh, I don't like DJs." And even though I've heard weak ass people make those comments and say, "Oh, I don't need a DJ, and I don't like cuts in my music, or scratches with cuts." So they say that's ancient, but them at the same time they're putting screwed hooks in their music, like whoop dee whoop dee whoop 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 whoop, and that's whack to me, because you basically disrespecting me, saying that's like disrespecting your father. So how did you get here if you didn't? If you don't have a foundation, how the hell did you get here? So to make a long story short, man, I think that'll shut a lot of people up if we start having more battles. Not unbalanced battles, but battles of real producers. Whether it's synthetic or hardware. When I say synthetic, I mean software. So because a lot of people use software, claim that they don't sample, but then you'll turn around and you be like, "Damn, that's a fucking sample. What are you talking about?" So all the patches or whatever you're using on those programs, those are samples. They came from instruments or they came from other elements. So yeah, all that's out the door. And you know, I definitely want to see more hip hop material. I'm tired of rap shit. People mistaking the rap for the hip hop and the synthetic beats. The people, who cheat when they make beats. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that you should be able to do all of it, all of the above. You should be able to deal with whatever you're using. From the software to hardware, you should be able to be versatile and have a versatile amount of music. So if somebody approach you and they want Jolly Rancher music, you could be like, "Hey man, you might be ashamed of yourself, but you might say, hey, I got that sound." And if you got real MCs that they want you to chop up a sample, or they want you to, come with a certain sound, that nice underground hardcore sound, then you can do that also. So that's what I think you should be. I think that's a even balance in the music right now. So everybody got their opinion, which is like Razcast say, opinions are like assholes because everybody has one. Most definitely. Big up to Razcast too. You know, a lot of cats don't even know who Razcast is. It's a shame. We are so disrespectful in music right now that we think that just because a person don't have a lot of money that they're not worthy of networking with, which is ignorant as fuck, because you had to have a start from somewhere. So you know I'm looking at these producers, and yeah, it's a trip, you know what I'm saying, because it's a lot of out of touch shit going on in this music, which is just making a lot of people it's a lot of burnout shit going on. It makes a lot of people not even want to do it because the rules and regulations have been changed and it's not tight. So on that note, we gonna sign off, and y'all out there, y'all keep making knockers, heaters, keep making the bangers, and just open your mind up a little more. You know what I'm saying? I think y'all need to analyze and research a little more before you start making stupid ass comments and, you know, all of that type of shit. So y'all out there in the world, the synthetic world and the hardware world, y'all keep doing what y'all do. And we're going to see how this hip hop evolve into something. I want to see more creative shit pop off. That's what we need. Creativity, not bullshit.